Kenner firefighters are sounding off about low pay issues within the department, with the starting pay for a firefighter in the city of Kenner remaining stagnant since 2006. That's according to the firefighters union. The union says the starting pay for a firefighter in Kenner is $8.93 an hour. That's lower than the average Walmart cashier. Matt Hotard, president of the Kenner Firefighters Association, says most firefighters have to take second and third jobs just to make ends meet. The city acknowledges the fire department is underfunded by about $6 million. And a spokesperson says more than 60% of the department's budget is subsidized by the city's general fund. Hotard says the city council will vote August 3rd to put a fire department millage on the ballot in the fall, but he doesn't know how, if approved, a millage would impact pay.
So for one reason or another, it hasn't been addressed, and we're at a point now where our department is severely underfunded. We have firefighters leaving left and right to go pursue either other careers and completely or other fire departments because you can't live off of that. It's just, especially in today's dollar, it's impossible.
The burden of having to take on other jobs on our off days is what can stress out somebody mentally and physically. The wages that we make need to be at a standard of living that is befitting of our title.
In a statement, the city said, quote, "This administration recognizes that a dedicated funding source for the fire department is a concern. We're continuing to examine multiple options to properly fund the fire department, but don't have a proposal at this time. However, we are committed to offering solutions through a process that will require public input."